admonishment up here? No, that's fine. Okay.
I thought I was going to have more talk. Alright, so let us go on the record. The court calls the people versus Anthony Michael DePraz, case number 200-453-7501. Matter is before the court for a violation of probation. Appearances, please, starting with the probation department.
Good morning, Your Honor. Derek from on behalf of probation.
And thank you.
Yes, sir, Robert, appearing on behalf of Mr. DeFrost, sir, can you state your name?
Anthony Michael DePraz. All right, thank you. And so we're here for a violation of probation. Officer Farmer, what say you?
Yes, Your Honor. We received notification that the defendant was kicked out of his batter's classes for making racial comments. There is still an outstanding balance of $415 that's owed here to the court. And I do believe that the psych eval is outstanding as well.
Okay, so you said he was kicked out of the batter's council for doing what now?
According to the CEO of Motor City Center for Hope, Ms. Finnegan, he was making racial comments towards the staff.
Racial comments. Do you have any examples?
No, she just said that the one staff told the defendant that he was tired of black people. Told the receptionist he was tired of black people lying on him, and that he will not tolerate it anymore. I personally did have a conversation with the defendant over some remarks that he made, and I told him that he comes off as a racist because he said that he probably won't get employment while he's on probation because he doesn't like the way black people looks at him.
Okay. So let me take a look here at this probation. We got anger management, 12 weeks, a substance abuse evaluation, no contact with the complainant, 12 days of community service, and a mental health evaluation. Do you have any? Attorney Roberts says Mr. DePraz completed community service?
He has not, Your Honor.
He has not either had a mental health evaluation?
Not at this time, Your Honor. I think he needs a new referral.
How many anger management classes did he complete before he was kicked out?
He indicates 8.
Okay. Officer Farmer.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anywhere else that you can refer Mr. DePraz to finish or complete his anger management?
Not any that doesn't have any black people.
Okay. Attorney Roberts?
Your Honor, I believe if I'm correct in looking at the order, this was an order of probation of August 2022. And so at this time, if this is a 12-month probation, I would ask that we continue our client on probation. Hopefully we can get those 4 remaining classes done. I know a substance abuse evaluation was also ordered, and I believe he's indicated that he completed that here. So I don't know if there's any additional follow-up that can be done because he indicated it was done actually right in the room right over here. So
yeah, I don't have any issue in terms of that being done to any man.
Okay.
PSI and stuff.
Okay, completed then. Okay, perfect. Well then, Your Honor, I would ask that we continue him on at least until August to see if he can make significant progress and try to complete this.
Okay. So I guess the question I have is, how is he going to successfully complete probation if probation doesn't have anywhere to refer him to complete his anger management and kicked out the anger management that he was referred to for alleged racial remarks? Officer Farmers indicated that they at least had one conversation regarding some of the commentary from Mr. DePraz. How does this person successfully complete probation?
Well, I think Mr. DeFraud understands that court orders are the court's orders, and failure to follow the court's orders means that he could be incarcerated. And so if he's not willing to follow those orders, then the alternative is possibly going to jail.
Well, the court's orders followed him into the anger management class.
That's correct, Your
So
Honor.
I think if the court's orders or fear of incarceration was at the forefront of his mind, then that would have been there while he's at anger management, and he wouldn't have engaged in behavior that would have got him kicked out. I think that the folks that run these programs, at least as far as I understand, pretty tough-skinned people that deal with a lot of extra commentary, so forth and so on, from defendants and others. But very rare and few and far between are folks that get kicked out for things that they say and do. And so that kind of separates Mr. DeProp from the pack as it relates to how is he going to get this thing done. And the class that he was in won't accept him, and there's nowhere else to refer him to. Officer Farmer, is there a recommendation from the probation department as it relates to this matter?
Your Honor, to be honest, the probation department, given the fact that we have nowhere to refer the defendant, where our hands are kind of tied, because he came to the Motor City Center for Hope for payment issues, so they bill insurance. We don't have another place that bills insurance. So we're kind of stuck. Now, they won't take him back at the Motor City Center for Hope. The only thing would be to do was to switch him over to Redeem. However, with that, he's going to have to pay out of pocket, and they do not take credit for prior classes done at another facility. And unfortunately, that is facilitated by African-American people.
Okay. So, what's the problem, Mr. DeProp?
The problem is the plaintiff downright doesn't care about me. The plaintiff in the case that said I was guilty and the jury found me guilty, she wrote that and she also said it. And for her not to care about me totally throws me for a loop that that's legal to do that she doesn't have any understanding that I have rights. If I said I don't care about you, put it that way, if I said I don't care about you and said it like that, wouldn't you take that something's wrong there?
No.
No.
Not at all, sir.
That you don't care about other people? Is that what you're saying?
I think that, people are entitled to feel about others however they choose to. And if someone decides that they don't care about me or someone else, I don't necessarily, particularly a stranger, I'll take that person. They go on with their life, I go on with mine. That's kind of simple. My question to you is, let me narrow it down. How do you anticipate successfully completing probation when you're getting thrown out of class and probation doesn't have anywhere else to send you, sir?
Well, there's got to be different places to go to. I mean, there can't just be only one place, right? Or does that make any sense to you? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Well, no, I understand that, but the issue that the court has is that you were referred initially to one location, and then we sent a different referral because of payment matters, and that's how you ended up where you got kicked out of. So, your options as far as this court is concerned, is down to just one place, and that's redeemed. And Officer Farmer's indicating that based upon what he's heard and his interaction with you, that you have a problem doing classes with black people are concerned. So if that is your problem, then how do you anticipate completing probation?
Probably not by going where there's black people.
Okay.
If you think and I think I have a problem, which I never really did have a problem until this happened.
So my question to you is this. Officer Farmer, we're going to refer him to Redeem, and he's going to have to complete anger management there. If he is unsuccessful in completing anger management there, then certainly he's unsuccessful in completing probation. The court will certainly find a violation, and the court finds one on today of getting thrown out of thrown out of anger management for making racial remarks, and if he does not successfully complete probation, then Mr. DeProck will be going to jail on this particular case. I remember this case now that I have Mr. DeProck before me. There was we had a jury, there was testimony, a jury of your peers decided, a diverse jury, might I say, decided that the people had proven beyond a reasonable doubt that you committed an assault and battery upon a former co-worker. I don't see the connection as it relates to that person's race or otherwise, or the race of the people that are in your class with, but that's something that's been brought to my attention that you brought up. It doesn't go beyond that. Either you complete probation successfully, which requires that you be a model citizen in your classes, or you go to jail, sir. Are you able to do that? Are you able to be a model citizen and complete anger management, sir?
I'm willing to, yes.
Okay. So, because if you're not and you don't, then you're certainly going to jail, sir. Okay?
Well, can I say something?
Sure.
About the case? I mean, do you remember anything about the case?
I remember virtually everything about the case.
Do you remember them saying that because I couldn't distinguish at the time when I wrote down at work, they asked me what happened, and I thought it was a scanner in her hand, and she claims it to be a telephone. And from what I remember, the jury came in and said that was evident that because I couldn't distinguish between a scanner and a phone, they never saw the scanner, they never saw the telephone. So how can they distinguish?
Because that's their job. The job of the jury is to find facts. So they take people's stories and they say, this is what we believe, this is what we don't believe. So they determine, through whatever means, that was the facts, and they determined that the people had proved beyond a reasonable doubt they committed assault and battery on the road. It doesn't get any deeper than that. The jury spoke on it.
It never happened. I don't know what to tell you, but that's when I remember them saying that they saw the scanner. They judged how big it was and all that, and they judged how big the phone was, and then they used it against me. And it wasn't evident to them because they never saw it. It was like living a fantasy.
You and I aren't going to relitigate with the jury.
I know, I'm not.
There was a guilty verdict. So
right, no, I understand that. But
the more you fixate on that, the less likely I am to believe that you're going to be able to complete probation, sir. I really think it's as simple as you just going into class and doing what the people say and then getting your certificate and going on about your life. That's what you need to be focused on, not some minutia of some testimony in a trial in which you were convicted by a jury of your peers. That's just my personal advice to you.
I also thought that the woman that I was seeing for counseling, part of anger management, she says, I don't think you really need to come here. You know,
right?
But they wanted me to do 12. She goes, I might be able to tell them that you did 12 months worth. And then I made an appointment because she went on vacation. I made an appointment with her. And then the girl on the phone said, no, you didn't. And I know I did because I wrote it down.
All right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to wrap our conversation short. Certainly, we're going to give Mr. DeProck another opportunity to complete anger management at a different location. If he is unsuccessful, we're going to incarcerate him for the maximum amount of time allowed by law. This probationary sentence, or does not believe was unduly burdensome, or created some kind of hardship for Mr. DeProck, and his lack of success will denote that it's just something he did not want to do. So, Officer Farmer, we'll give him another referral, and if there are some issues with that, bring those to the court's attention forthwith, and we'll go straight to jail. You know, do not pass go, or whatever the Monopoly Board said. Anything further from probation?
No, Your Honor. Mr. DeProck can pick his referral up from the front counter.
Attorney Roberts?
What's the next court date, Your Honor?
Oh, we'll set that out for, let's see, 30 days because I want to understand whether or not Mr. DePry is going to comply sooner rather than later. So let's say June 9th. Almost 30 days.
Your Honor, could we possibly do either before or after the 9th? I won't be here that day.
Can you do the 8th?
Yes, that's fine.
Let's do June 8th. I'm sorry. June 8th, 10 a.m. And that's again here in person at 36 District 4421 Madison, Detroit, Michigan 48226 and 41338. You have something else?
If, I know that Officer Farmer said Redeem doesn't acknowledge those other classes, but does the court acknowledge the fire class?
If Officer, this is what I want Officer Farmer to do. I'm adding stuff to your plate, sir. I want confirmation of how many classes that Mr. DePry completed at Motor City for Hope. And I want the balance of those classes completed at Redeem. To the extent that Redeem will allow and accept that, Officer Farmer. And that is the court's order. So if that gives us any more credibility as it relates to that.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Well,
And Harrison is due for Mr.
I need him down at the courthouse.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you.
All right, have a good one, Officer Farmer.
You too, Your Honor.
Have a good one, Mr. Brown.